Hey guys, welcome to my house, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're gonna have a Thanksgiving special and I'm gonna show you a few Thanksgiving recipes you can do at home easily with the family, with anybody else. We're gonna start with the dessert first. Different reason. First, a chef don't like to do dessert, they want to do it first. Second is usually dessert takes time. This one is really easy, but usually it takes time, so you want to do it first because it takes time to do it. Sometimes it needs rest. It needs 1-2 days, or you can have it prepped 2 or 3 days ahead. Alright, so we're gonna start with the pumpkin cake balls. Here's the recipe. You can do this with the kids. Do this with the kids because it's fun for them and it's really easy. So they can do it with you and then they can do it alone. We did this recipe the whole summer. My daughter actually started doing it with just cheesecake and Oreo. Chocolate Oreo, lemon Oreo, we even tried with ginger cookies, any cookies, you can even try with different cakes. It's really easy and it's super good. So we're gonna start with the cream cheese. Cream cheese, if it's crumbled like mine, is because it's been frozen, just put it in the microwave for 15 seconds and it's gonna start and be creamy again. So we're gonna put the cream cheese and we're gonna put the sugar. So I'm using a small bowl because it's a small recipe, but you can use a big mixer. If you multiply the recipe 3-4 times, use a big mixer, okay? But today we're just gonna use the small bowl. So we're just gonna whip it up until it's nice and creamy. Now we're gonna add the pumpkin puree and we're gonna whip again. Alright, let's finish with the spice. Make sure you mix everything so it's nice and creamy, as you can see. Now we're gonna add the graham cracker. So the graham cracker, if you received the package from us, it's already ground, it's already like this. If you do it from home and you didn't get the package and you want to do the recipe, here's a trick if you want to do it. You can use a food processor or a Nidia or a blender, you just ground it, or put it in a Ziploc bag and then crush it. You can use a roller, you can use a bottle of wine, empty bottle, you drink it before, and then you just roll it to crush it. There you go. So let's go back to the mix. What we need is 1 cup to start. So you just put it in and we're just gonna mix it. Alright, so we just mix it until it's nice. It has to be moister a little bit, but not too much. So I'm gonna add a little bit. So the first step is done. As you can see, you can do this with many different things. Use the cream cheese and use whatever cookies, any cookies that you can blend. Even leftover cake, if you have leftover cake, just grind it and then mix with your cream cheese. When it's done, we're gonna put it in the fridge for a few minutes, about 2-3 minutes, just to get it a little less soft. And then we're gonna do the balls. Alright, we're back. I forgot to mention, I know some of you don't know me that much, so you're not used to my really strong Texan accent. So at the end, I'm gonna give you some information that you can contact me for any question you might have. Alright, so we're gonna do the balls. You can do any size you want. I like to do the size like a truffle, bite size. But if you wanna do bigger, you can. Okay, there's no rules for that. Just take a little bit. Now, we're gonna put it on parchment paper, or you can use a silicone mat. I have a silicone mat, so we'll just put on it because we're gonna put it back in the fridge, so we don't want to stick, and especially after that, we're gonna do the chocolate. So let's go and do all the balls. Oops, oh, sorry. It's good. The balls are done. Should get 11-12 if you do small one. Now we're gonna put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes. What I do usually with the kids, we do a big batch. I put them in the freezer and I just pull the day off when I need. I just pull them and then dip them in the chocolate. And they will last for weeks. So you can just pull it out as needed. Right now we're just gonna put it in the fridge or put it in the freezer for at least 15 minutes. That will be quicker. Alright, let's do this.
20 minutes later.
Alright, so I put them in the freezer. In the meantime, I did the chocolate. So you have 2 options. Just boil some water. Don't put it high temperature. White chocolate is really sensitive. Work with chocolate, it's already difficult, but white chocolate's even more. If you heat it up too much, your chocolate's gonna get hard and that's it. Put a bowl on top, put your chocolate. As soon they start melting it, put it and just stir it until it's completely melted. Microwave, same thing. Put in a bowl, put it a minute and a half. Every 30 seconds, check it out, mix it up. After a minute and a half, it's ready. It's nice and creamy. It should be nice and creamy just like this. So we have the balls here. We're just gonna take them, put in chocolate, and then roll them. It's done, just put it back. What I do with my kids sometimes is I don't do the whole thing. I just cover up, just put some on top. It's good too. So now you have different options that you can have a little topping on top. You can just keep some graham cracker and then put on top. Also, what you can do is do a little lollipop. You can buy those cure at the store, put on top, and put your decoration on top. Just do all of it, put it back in the fridge, and it's ready to go. Just leave it at least for 10-15 minutes for the chocolate to get hot, and it's ready to serve. You have another holiday coming up, Christmas. For Christmas time, you can make it more with Christmas flavor, which you can do Oreo, chocolate, cheesecake bowl, and then cover it with white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and put some peppermint on top. So this is our first recipe. We're gonna move on to the second one, which it's a family recipe, and I'm gonna explain all about it. All right, we're gonna clean up, and we'll be back. All right, there we go. Now we're gonna go for the second recipe. This recipe, it's a recipe that we've been doing for the family for a long time for Thanksgiving. My kids love it, that I had to do twice to make sure they have enough for a week after. It's a cheesy mushroom sage bread pudding, which you guys call stuffing. So I made this recipe with mushroom and bacon years ago. Now, my son hates mushroom, so I had to stop. So we did only with bacon, a lot of bacon for years and years. Then my daughter decided to be vegetarian, so I had to do one with mushroom and one with bacon. All right, let's look at the ingredient first, and then we're gonna make it together. Again, you can do this with the kids. I used to do that with the kids all the time. They put gloves on and then they mixed the bread. They loved it. So here's what we have. The bread, I already cut it up in dice. You can use many different bread. You can use bagel, you can use baguette, you can use brioche, you can use white bread, you can even use wheat bread. I use a brioche bun that I dice it up. You don't have to dice it up, just put it apart on different pieces. You can even mix different bread. Okay, sometimes I do with white bread, some baguette, and then some brioche. I just mix it up. Don't do with croissant, keep that for the sweet bread pudding. We have the mushroom, just saute with the olive oil and salt, pepper. Let it cool down, bring it back. What we're gonna do now is the custard. We're gonna mix eggs, 2 cups of milk, 2 cups of cream. Now I'm French, so most of the time I put a little bit more eggs and I use only cream. All right, salt, pepper, and we're gonna mix it. All right, let's mix everything now. Let's put some gloves on. That's where you can put the kids to work, and they're gonna mix everything. We got the mushroom, the sage. I use dry sage. If you can find fresh sage, just get the sage, chop it up. That's it. Parsley, same thing. You can use fresh parsley, which is the best. You just chop it up, or you can use dry parsley. Grilled cheese, a little bit more salt, pepper. Okay, the goal now is just to mix everything to make sure that all the bread soak all the milk and the cream. Alright, when it's mixed, leave it for a few minutes just to make sure it's soaked, everything's soaked. Alright, so we left it for 2 or 3 minutes. Now, just can put it in a bowl. So, you have different options. You can do just a big one like we're gonna do now, or you can do on a silicone mat. The beauty of this is like when it's cooked, you can remove that and put that on a nice platter. Or you can just do individual. What I did with the butter on the recipe, I just put some butter on the bowl and then we're just gonna put inside. Alright, that's it. Remember, we still have the cheddar. Before you do all this, make sure you preheat your oven at 400 degrees. Put in the oven, start with 25 minutes, depending on the size. The little one probably gonna take 20 minutes. The big one might take 35 minutes. So start with 25, check it out. How to see if it's cooked or not, just put a knife into it. If it comes out wet on it, it's not ready. It needs to be dry. Alright, so let's put it in the oven and I'll see you in 35 minutes. Alright, Charlie, do you think it's ready? Let's check it out. Yeah, nothing on the knife, it's ready. If it is a little bit of weight on it, it's now ready. So just put it back, okay? You see, it's nice, brown, cook inside. I did some 2 little one if you want to do that, okay? enjoy. Let's go for the last part, which is the turkey. There's two parts on the last part. First one, we're gonna do the wet brine, and then we're gonna do carve the turkey and explain what to do with carved turkey, different options. The wet brine, let's look at the recipe. So we have the water, 16 ounce. Just use a regular large pot. We're gonna put the sugar, the salt, just put everything. The flakes, the sage, dry sage, and the thyme. And I'm gonna add 2 pieces of garlic. Just stir a little bit and then put on the stove, let it nice simmer for 20 minutes, and then that's it. Put in the cooler. So you can do this 2 or 3 days ahead. You do 2 or 3 days ahead, keep it in your fridge, and then you have it ready for Thanksgiving. Now, you will need to brine your turkey at least 1 day before. So you will do the night before. So carve your turkey, cut it up the night before, put it in the brine overnight, and then it's ready for the next day. So the reason we do a white brine is 2 reasons. All the seasoning is gonna go inside, and it's gonna make your turkey so much more moisture. Just do it, you just gotta think about it and do it the day before. Alright, we're gonna put it on the stove and now we're gonna carve the turkey. Okay, let's cut the turkey. Let's put some gloves on first. I have a long sharp knife like this one. So we're gonna do it in 2 parts. Let's get this right here. Let's take the wings. Right here is a junction. You just crack it and then it will come off really easy. See? So the wing, save it. We're just gonna put it on the pot. We're gonna keep all the bone and we can do a stock with it. So let's do the other one. Now we're gonna remove the thigh. So just put on the side, pull the skin off, go behind, and then same thing. You're gonna pull it and you're gonna hear a crack. It's stuck right there. Put in a container large enough that when you put the brine, it's all covered. So let's do the other side. Pull the skin, then crack the bone. There you go. And then it's coming off. It's really easy. Maybe it's easy for me. All right, for the breast, you have a bone right on top, right here. So we're gonna go on one side. We're just gonna follow the bone. Just gonna follow the bone and take the breast off. And you see, it's gonna be the same thing right here. There's a bone. You just cut the articulation, and then it's coming right off. You have a nice breast. Let's do the same thing with the other one. There you go, you get the second breast. Put in a large container. So we have the big bone. We're gonna cut it in 2 pieces. And 2 pieces again. Alright, then we're gonna put it apart. All the bone. You should add carrots, onion, celery, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of black pepper, cover up, put it on the stove, give it a nice simmer for like 20 minutes, drain it, and that's it, and save the liquid for soup or for your gravy or for turkey pot pie later on the week. So your turkey, spin in the brine, the wet brine, overnight, just drain the water, you can get rid of the water, you don't need any more. You just got your nice turkey and thigh. What I do, we're just a family of 5, so I cook the breast and the thigh together anyway. We use mostly the breast for Thanksgiving, and then we use the thigh for something else. I shredded it and I use for sandwich. We can make a turkey salad, or we can make a turkey pot pie during the weekend. Now, the goal to cut your turkey in 4 pieces like this is to save some time. For a big family, it's easier because you can just use the breast if you needed it. When you do a whole turkey, it might take up 30 minutes per pound. So if you have a big turkey, it can take 3 hours. When it's cut out, you cut half of it. So an hour and a half, it's done. An hour can be done. Those small breasts are really small, so in an hour, it could be done. You can do a lot of different things. You can do just the breast, just season it, put it in the oven, roast it. What I do sometimes is I mix butter with honey, salt, pepper, or honey with maple syrup, and I spread it on top. What you can do too is I'm gonna debone completely, open up. So I'm gonna take the whole bone off. Then I'm gonna open up the breast. Do the same thing with the second one. I put them together. I'm gonna season it, stuff it with something. Could be a lot of different things. Sausage, could be ham, it could be cheese, whatever, spinach, herbs, different things, and then roll it. I'm gonna roll it, and then I'm gonna show you how to tie it up. You can get string anywhere. If you don't have it, just grab some foil, wrap it up, tightly with the foil, do it twice if needed, it should be fine. But if you have string, there's two options. You can do the easy one, which is like you cut a little piece, then just tie it up. If you want to do it the chef way, tie it up. And then you pass, go underneath. Of course there's no stuffing, so it's not staying in place, but you get the idea. And then you go all the way. And you tie that up. So that's it. After that, you put it in a pan. Again, spice it up, put some oil, put some butter, mix some butter with something, and then put it in the oven for about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the size, and then enjoy it. This is the last recipe. You can contact me. We're gonna post that on the Facebook page, so you can put a comment on the Facebook page if you have any question or anything you need. I will respond to it. Or you can send me a message on my email, which the address is right there. Send me an email, whatever question you have, concern, whatever, I will respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you to my daughter who helped me to film this video, and she's gonna edit that movie. Guys, enjoy, have a good Thanksgiving and a happy holiday, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye, thank you.